Thursday. Welcome to my Flosstube. I know it's been a while. I want to apologize. I had a break for a week and a half and boy did I take a break. I was like, I am not doing anything. I needed to pull everything, my brain away from everything. I read a lot. So I just needed to disconnect, but I'm here. And I wanted to give you an update. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chelsey. I'm the owner, operator, and designer of Vermont Stitchy Co. So welcome if you're new, and if you're not new, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. I've got a new setup because not in like the room, but like what I'm doing with the camera. I broke my camera holder, so I've got just the light down here and I'm using something else to hold up my camera. I broke it actually after the last video. I pulled it down too hard, the part that holds the camera, and it detached from the stand, and I was like, well, not gonna buy a new one. So I'm using the contraption, the metal contraption that my husband bought me for Christmas, and then I've got the light down here. And actually, I mean, there's not much I can do. I've got a huge, as you can see in my glasses, a big set of windows here, so I'm trying to tilt my head so that doesn't take up too much of my glasses so that you can see my eyes. And I've got my computer going here, but I've got my light underneath me going up rather than backlighting. I don't know. I'm trying something different. I think it looks nice. It is what it is. Okay, so like I said before, about 2-week break. I turned my computer off and didn't look at it, didn't open it up or anything. And it was really nice. Last term was really difficult. We were learning a whole new system. We had all new assignments, and it was just, my brain was fried every single day. So to be able to cross stitch, it was really, really tough for me after work, or even during when we had downtime, which wasn't very often, but during work, if I could cross stitch just a few minutes, just to take a minute to just kind of breathe, do something different, let my eyes rest for a few minutes. It was really nice, but I needed to fully turn off the computer and detach. If you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you do, the link is in the description box below for my Instagram, you'll know that I don't post very often, maybe a couple times a week. That is just not who I am. I don't post a lot. If I do, it's content stuff. Even on my, so I've got a business Instagram and a personal Instagram. I think it's been 6 months to almost a year since I posted last on my personal Instagram. It's just not something I do. So getting back into the rhythm of posting after a week and a half to 2 weeks of only posting 1 or 2 items is really difficult. And I'm finding that I'm kind of in a little bit of a lump, a down slope of just, oh, I have to do this thing. I've got to work up the energy to do it. And I love doing it, but sometimes we have those moments, right? So I'm allowing myself, I'm giving myself grace, and I'm just allowing myself, oh, you know, just do 1 or 2 stitches today. That's perfectly fine. But I haven't done that yet. I still have to cut the piece of fabric, but sitting right next to me, I've got a little bowl of colors that I've got ready to go for my newest cross stitch pattern. I just have to cut out the fabric itself. It's going to be small, nothing big, and it's part of that welcome spring that I want to do. Like I want to do it, but actually doing it is a little bit tricky. So it's kind of one of those things where you're just like 1, 2, 3, go, do it. So hopefully I can get the motivation to do it, hopefully within the next couple of days. I feel like I really need to just have a full day to myself. I know I was just on break, but like I'm working now, so I need a full day to myself where I can just go, okay, this is a crafty day. I'm gonna do cross stitching in the morning and quilting in the afternoon and just enjoy myself. Over break, my stepmom and half brother, who I just call my brother, came up to visit from Virginia, which was so nice. They've never been to Vermont before, and it was just really nice to see them and to have them around. And she's the one that I made the holiday nativity scene for. You can check that out on my Etsy shop. I'm going to try and link it in the description box below. But she specifically asked, could you make a nativity scene? I want to make a cross stitch pattern for my mom. So I made that for her, and she tried it on her own, and she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So while she was here, I gave her a hoop, a really large hoop. I had an extra large hoop, and I put it in the really large hoop, cut out a really big piece, because when you're first starting out, you don't want to be confined to a tiny, tiny piece of fabric. So the more generous you are with the fabric, I think the more successful you can be. And she chose a hoop, and being extra large, which is a large piece of fabric, you can start it anywhere and not feel like I don't have enough space. I did something wrong. So I started her off with that, and then I sat down and I showed her how to do it. I also showed her, or let her borrow, my neck light that I have, which I think I've shown you guys before in a previous video. And she was like, oh, the neck light, game changer. You know, I can use this for reading. I was like, yeah, you can do anything with it. But it really helped her because she has good eyes, but I don't think she can see close up anymore. And so that really helped her be successful as well. I think she was just trying with an overhead light, which I've heard it said if you're cross stitching, natural light is the best. If not everybody has natural light. In my house, I only have a certain set of windows. I'm in a condo complex, so on my left and my right are walls. I don't have natural light coming in on both sides. It's just the front and the back that have the natural light coming in, which is very frustrating because, you know, I want light all day long, but that's not possible. So a neck light is really helpful. And if you can turn lights on above you as well, like an overhead reading light, that just adds to it. So that would be my tip if you're just starting out. But I showed her, sat with her, showed her how to count, showed her how to go up and to actually do the crosses. It was a 14 count Ada, which she seemed to enjoy. So that was really nice. I got to actually teach somebody, you know, face to face. It was really lovely. Showed her how to count. And I went and took my little brother out driving. So I drive a stick shift. I drive a WRX, and that's a Subaru. And he drives some sort of Kia. Don't know. But a kind of a sportsier Kia, I guess he says. And so he wanted to learn how to drive stick, and I was like, look, you can drive stick. I'm totally happy to share with you and show you how to do it. Just be aware, if you're not successful, it's not you, it's the car. Every stick shift has different clutch, and it feels very different. Some are more forgiving, some are not. My Subaru, who I've named Cruella because she's black and white and she's a bit of a B word sometimes, she's not forgiving. It is not a forgiving car. Even I have burnt the clutch out a little bit, and you can smell it when you do that. And I've been driving stick for 10 years now. So it's a learning curve. So I explained that to him, and by the end of it, we didn't spend more than maybe 10-15 minutes out at the local parking lot. But by the end, you know, he was successful. He'd install the car. He was able to go first to second. We couldn't get into, you know, third or fourth because it was just a small parking lot. But I was like, you've got the basics. You've got the basics down. All you need is be able to stop and go. The rest of it falls into place. So that's stopping to first gear. That's the hardest one, stop to first, to actually get the car moving. So he did it, and I was super proud of him. He's like, I'm so sweaty. Oh, I'm so sweaty. Which is normal. You get nervous. You don't, you know, he doesn't want to ruin the car. He knows it's a relatively expensive car. So, but it, you know, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. He did well. He stalled it a few times, and every subsequent stall was less and less times, and it was wonderful. So proud. Proud's big sister moment. And I told him, you know, if you want to practice, get a really cheap, like couple $1,000s, a beater car with a manual transmission, and just beat the crap out of it. You know, learn to drive on that one, get used to it, maybe for a year or two, however long it lasts. Don't waste your money on a good one as your first. Like, he's like, I want to, what did he say? He was like, oh, I want a Dodge Charger or like a Mustang. And I was like, you can get one of those, but those are expensive cars. So learn on a beater first, thrash that car, learn how to be successful in a stick, and then spend your money on a really expensive car that you'll know how to take care of and you'll know how to drive and you're not going to burn out the clutch and, you know, all the things. Anyways, I got off topic, but it was a really, really lovely time. You know, took them to Yankee Candle, which is in South Deerfield, Mass. Yes. Deerfield or South Deerfield, or I think it's right on the border. But that's the flagship store, so if you've never been there, definitely go to Yankee Candle. Super fun, lots of scents, lots of smells. It's overwhelming, but it's wonderful and fun. Going on an off season, not as many people. Christmas time, it is packed to the max. Like, you have to wait in lines to get a parking spot. If you can do off season, all the better. I took them to some local restaurants, some local thrift stores, and we just hung out and we just chilled, and it was absolutely wonderful. But I did a lot of reading. I was like, I did a little bit of quilting. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you that next video. But before break, I wanted to show you, and you might have seen on my Instagram, I did post this. Put up, get close. This was specifically for Easter, although of course you can put it anytime. But he is risen here, 3 crosses, specifically for Easter. I posted it before Easter, and people seem to really enjoy it. They liked it. I am spiritual, not religious, so I made this specifically with my stepmom in mind because she is very religious, and I want to be able to accommodate all religions, all beliefs in my cross stitching. So she didn't make this request, but she made the nativity scene request, and I thought, on that same concept, you know, Christianity, why not provide this? And she really, really likes this. Whether she gets it, I'm not going to force her, obviously, but whether she gets it, I think she would be really successful. Very beginner friendly, no back stitching. It is all cross stitching and very minimal cross stitching, meaning it's not a big piece. This will be very successful for a beginner. So I made this specifically for her. She saw it, she liked it, so we'll see if she gets it. And then I wanted to show you 2 previous finishes that I have. I made these last year, stitched them up last year, and so these are specifically, well, it's open to interpretation. This one's very Easter, as you can see, 2 bunnies with my interpretation of cabbage and Easter eggs inside. I think it's really sweet. This is 14 count Aida, but I didn't have enough fabric, so I sewed regular quilting fabric to the bottom and the top and put it in the hoop. I've got a ribbon here and just it's not a dried flower, but it is just one flower off of a pick of flowers. It's not real, it's fake. And then I have just a ribbon to hang it, if I so choose to hang it, but you don't have to. But it is, I think it's super sweet. Not a quick stitch, I would have to say, because I don't know if it's coming off on the camera, but there is a lot of color changes to give dimension to the cabbage. I think a lighter fabric would have shown it a little bit more, but it is what it is. But you can see it is, I think it's lovely. And if you stand back, I think you can see the petals. I think it's just really cute. And again, Easter, but also spring if you're into it. And then the next one, or the last one I should say, it's a little warped because of just how I stored it. This is, I think this is, you know, springy. Chick in an egg, which is a carriage, bird. This is backstitched, and these are my interpretations of possums. And then in the corners, I don't know if you can see, they're little flowers. 4 sides, again, fabric. This was a really small piece, so 4 sides I needed fabric in order to fit in the hoop. The small hoop was too small. This is actually a medium hoop, so this was too big. So sometimes that happens. So I put fabric on all 4 sides, tried to center it as best I could. I've got a blue ribbon here. This has metal wiring, so this has been in storage, but you can fluff the metal wiring to look how you want. This is a button, an actual button. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's an actual button. And then, like before, I have a piece of ribbon. It's really small as compared to the other one, but if I chose to hang it, I could hang it from this. And I think this is super cute. When I made it, it made me smile. Again, I think I mean, you can see in the camera that this fabric is glittery, which is why I chose it. But if I was redoing it, I might do a lighter blue. I didn't have Rit Dye blue at this time, so this is what I had. But I think I would do a lighter blue. I think it would make it pop a little bit more, especially how dark the purple is. But I think it's super cute and it makes me smile, and that's all that matters. But both of these patterns are on my Etsy shop right now, both of these. I will also put a link in the description box below so that you can easily access them if you so choose. And then I'll also put a link in the description box below for this one as well. And that's all I have for today. Like I said, I really needed that break, so I dug in and took it. Next week, or in 2 weeks from now, I will show you my, hopefully, sending out positive energy here. Hopefully, I will have a finished, at least a top of the quilt, and another cross stitch pattern. It's Hello Spring with some really cute things. So hopefully I will have that finished or almost finished, but fingers crossed. So again, thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It helps my channel grow. And if you're interested, the links in the description box below will take you to my Etsy page as well as my Instagram page. So have a really great day. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.